I know it's hard, like, especially if you've been through a lot of trauma or you have mental health issues, it can be so hard to do what's right for you. And you can feel like, what's wrong with me? Like, why can't I just do what's right for me? Why can't I just, honestly, there's nothing you can do but realize what you're doing, realize why that started, and realize what kind of thoughts, actions, or words would be coming from a healthy place, and just try to move yourself there. Hello, my loves. Today's gonna be one of those raw, vulnerable, authentic videos where I'm telling you things that I've been going through and like a perspective shift that's really been helping me to see the situation for what it is, see where I can gain from the situation, things like that, inspire myself. Or I should say the things that I've been learning and watching and reading have been inspiring me, and I just want to share that with you guys. If you're going through anything that has you kind of low, has you wanting to give up, you lost motivation, anything like that, because that's life. We go through periods and you just can't let that be the end all be all sometimes. And I know with this spirituality stuff, we get caught up in, well, if it's not working out and you keep doing something, is that going against the grain? Like, is that resistance? Am I on the right path? And sometimes things just have to play out in divine timing. Like, sometimes something that you're working towards or something that you want that still hasn't manifested for you is meant to be for you, just not at this moment. But I didn't only want to talk about this in this video. I also wanted to talk about, like, if you're on a self-improvement journey, you've been trying to start new habits, a new lifestyle, all that type of stuff. That is hard. Like, it's pretty easy to get the motivation at 3 a.m. from watching like 5 a.m. morning routines or like whatever habits that changed my life, and you're like ready, set to go, and then you do them for a couple of days, you do them for a couple of weeks, and then you fall off. And I'm just here to tell you, do not beat yourself up over this. Like, people do this happens. Like, that is not, there is many false starts on your journey of trying to change your lifestyle, especially if it is very different from the lifestyle you were living before. Say you used to get up and then hit whatever and then do this, do that, lay around, watch Netflix all day, and then you're trying to go full force, like changing your entire lifestyle, your diet, your physical health, mental health, working on your emotional health, spiritual healing, like all that stuff all at once. It can be a lot, and just don't forget to not even overload yourself with trying to start huge different habits in like all areas of your life or multiple areas of life, unless you know you can handle it and you really are at the point where you're like done with your circumstances, with your habits, the way things have been going. But I will say, if you're in one of those false starts with changing your lifestyle, changing your habits, just keep going. Like, you have to just forget that you even messed up. It's so easy to get caught up in, well, like feeling like you're failing because you started something and then you didn't continue with it. You weren't staying consistent. Like, consistency, especially depending on your brain type, like if you're neurotypical or neurodivergent and whatever you were trying to do, consistency can be very, very hard. Like, we go to school, we do such mundane things, and we think that everything in life just comes super easy. Like, oh, it should be super easy for me to do this, do that. But it's like, it's not, honestly. And there's a lot of people going through that. Like, there's a lot of people going through the same thing. A lot of these people that are very successful, that are making videos, may or may not be sharing the story of how many times that they failed and got back up. Me personally, I've tried habits and then I fall off. I start eating good and then I fall off. And honestly, at this point, that's a whole nother video, but I've been trying to just live more balanced, period, and not be super, like, I have to be doing this way all the time. But the one main thing that keeps me going is I'm like, okay, I can have a fresh start. Like, I can restart again. I can take a day to relax, feel bad about it. Honestly, I let myself feel bad about it. I let myself feel like shit, like for what I didn't do, what I did do, whatever, all that stuff. And then I just kind of, do whatever I need to do to release that energy and those thoughts. And then I just look at it try to look at life and my habits from a blank state again, even if it's the 30th time. Like, it's essential, because if you come into that blank space with some, negative energy, it's gonna carry on. It'll be harder to continue with the habits and stuff again, because you're gonna be like, oh, well, last time I failed, last time I didn't stay consistent, whatever. It's like, just try to be nice to yourself, love yourself. It's hard out here trying to change your life, breaking generational curses. Like, that is not easy at all. None of this is easy. None of this changing your habits, lifestyle shit is easy. And people that have genuinely done this and genuinely are putting in effort to do whatever they're trying to do to improve themselves, heal, even healing. Like I've been saying, improve yourself, whatever, but even just healing, like it's not linear. And that's my point basically I'm trying to get at with that goes into self improvement, stuff like that. It's not linear. You're not going to be 100% all the time, and you're not going to feel like doing it 100% of the time, and that's okay. Like let yourself slip up. It's okay. Like let that go. Then let yourself feel bad about it too. Start to monitor your thoughts and think about, like, am I depreciating myself in a way, like by thinking, oh well, I can't ever do this right, I keep failing at this and whatever. Like none of that helps your morale or motivation. So honestly, tackling those type of thoughts and thinking about what you're thinking about, which is meta-analysis, which Albert Einstein said geniuses do. So we all know you can be a genius. Come on now. Start doing that and changing the story and whatever you're telling yourself. And this is why, like I've said in other videos, like self-care and self-love goes so far beyond taking a bubble bath and writing in a journal and doing a face mask, because you can do all those things, and if you're lacking this inner component, this inner shift, then it basically is just, you know, frosting on the cake, but you have no cake. Like you're just, you know what I'm saying, like the cherry on top of a plate, not even on top of a sundae. Like this inner stuff is the most important part. No one is gonna come up and force you to get back on track to do what's best for you. And I know it's hard, like especially if you've been through a lot of trauma or you have mental health issues, it can be so hard to do what's right for you. And you can feel like, what's wrong with me? Like, why can't I just do what's right for me? Why can't I just, honestly, there's nothing you can do but realize what you're doing, realize why that started, and realize what kind of thoughts, actions, or words would be coming from a healthy place, and just try to move yourself there and let go of whatever you can, however you can, whenever you can. And I'm not saying just full force try to just blow through all your trauma like super fast. Usually it doesn't work like that. Things get triggered at different moments in time, and you will only be given what you can handle. But I know this from experience, it can be very, very, very hard to do what's best for you, especially if you, and this is kind of like basically what I'm saying, it's like you're knowingly doing stuff that's like not, you know it's not best for you. But aside from trauma and all that, society and programming has literally enforced this behavior, attitude, and all that. Like you're going against the grain. Just remember that when you're trying to improve yourself in any type of way or heal yourself, you're going against the grain. You're going against almost everything that you've been taught. Like this is a new thing. This is not how people have been operating for years, and something that you should just catch on to and then boom, like it's just the easy ride and you're doing everything perfectly and you're staying consistent. Like don't ever beat yourself up or think that that's how stuff should be or that's how it is, because it's not. Like, and for the people that do just teach and don't talk about this type of stuff or what they're experiencing, which is also another reason why I'm gonna start making videos like this, because I don't want to be like that. I don't want to be kind of like, not a facade, it's not a facade at all, but just purely teaching. I kind of want to just, I feel like that's what I'm supposed to do anyway. That's extra information that you didn't need. ADHD kicking in. I don't even know what I was about to say now. But yeah, just stop and remember and tell yourself that you're doing the best you can, and it is an accomplishment to even be doing whatever you're doing, if you are doing it or you're thinking about doing it or you keep trying to do it and you can't, because not everyone is doing that, and not everyone is graced with the mindset or thought process or spirit or placements or whatever that is fueling them to do whatever you're doing for yourself, for your life. Pray for it. That's what I was going to touch on too. Like, pray for it. This is stuff that I've done that has honestly helped me. Like, pray for it. Pray for motivation. Manifest basic things that can get you to where you need to be mentally, physically, energetically, to even uphold or receive manifestations that are bigger and more material. It is better to have these things stable, like an inner foundation, basically, an inner foundation before you try to manifest a whole new physical foundation without even changing inside. And if that is your life path and you're very protected or whatever, I don't even want to say that necessarily, that doesn't have anything to do with it, but like, if that's not your path to manifest those things before your inner foundation is laid, you are going to be pushed to lay that inner foundation. Like, I don't know if you've realized it or not, or if you have a similar path as me, but you will literally be forced to make all the inner changes necessary for you to uphold and truly enjoy and stay consistent with whatever like big material things that you are trying to manifest. And this is a blessing. This is such a blessing because, like I said, and it may seem like, oh, well, if you manifest a lot of money, then you're going to be spending the money. Like, no, literally, if you have deep things going on, deep inner demons, deep trauma behaviors inflicted by trauma, thoughts and patterns inflicted by trauma, you getting those material things won't be worth a damn. You will not feel different. You will feel like shit, and I feel like it can cause you to feel even more. And I've known this from my own personal experiences because I've lived in different situations financially because my parents are separated and all that, whatever. Like, you will still feel how you felt. Like, it will be a very temporary thing, and when that type of situation happens, it can lead you to feel even worse because you're like, wow, I got everything I wanted and I still don't feel good. I have all this money now, and it's not worth shit. If you don't feel good inside, you don't have certain habits, or you're not used to doing what's good for you, you don't have certain relationships with other people in your life, like anything. And that's just why it's so important to focus on yourself, focus on your inner world, focus on your inner dialogue. Don't focus so much on what new habit you're trying to do and how you didn't do it. I mean, it is good to focus on habits and new things that you're trying to, embark on, a new journey you're trying to embark on, but just do what you gotta do to let it go. Feel it and release it and heal it. And just remember, like I said, everyone goes through them type of things when you're on a self-improvement journey, especially if you're starting from a completely unhealthy, trauma-giving, lifestyle, habits, whatever, that are not good for you. And just take things one step at a time and subscribe to my channel and keep watching my videos. But that is all I have for you today. That was kind of just like a ramble, but I think I'm just gonna start making my videos like this because I feel like that's what genuinely is going to help people instead of just trying to teach. Like, just straight up teach things. If you liked it, give me a thumbs up or comment on this video. But bye, lovelies. I'll see you in the next one.